Hello, hello, hello. This is Adrienne Obey, Capricorntigress, Western Intuitive Astrologer of Astrology, a look inside.com. And I'm coming to you with the monthly reading for the sign of Virgo. And you guys, I am so sorry I am late with my readings for the month of July. So what I'm doing is a reading that is from like mid-July to mid uh, August. So this is going to encompass some of August and some of July. Okay, just so that you know. And I might even go. There's a couple of things I might want to talk about at the end of August too, because it's important. So really, this is an August reading, but there's a lot going on at the end of July, and I have to cover that as well. So let's get started. There's a lot of emphasis going on in a couple of areas of your life, Virgo. And right now, there's a big emphasis that's going down in the 12th house. It starts out that way. So it could start out this period where some of you Virgos might feel like you're under a lot of stress. You might feel like you're under some mental strain. A lot of you might be tired, sleeping a lot. You might feel like you want to hide out. You just want to sleep, or that it's harder for you right now. I think to get out of bed, to get dressed, to go out, to shine the way you normally would, and you're feeling that a little right now. The sun, the new moon, Mercury, your ruler, Venus, and Mars are all in this 12th house. Now, Mercury is going to retrograde out into the 11th house, which I think is going to be a big break for you guys, at least momentarily, where it's out of the 12th house. So you'll feel like you can think again, actually, even though it's retrograding. But for the most part, around the 31st, it's all in the 12th house, all. And the funny thing about that is that can be a little bit scary. It could be a little overwhelming to have that much in the 12th house. I would say to be careful about having any kind of emotional or mental issues around that time, the new moon. I just want you to know that if you feel extra emotional or unstable or any of those things between the 30th and 31st, just know that it has to do with that new moon and that stellium of planets there in that 12th house. It could just indicate a time of a lot of drinking or a lot of smoking weed or a lot of pill popping or a lot of drugging. It's something where you might want to self medicate yourself, because the 12th house does that. It's that hazy, dreamy, out of it kind of feeling. That's what it strives for all the time. I know I was born with my sun in the 12th house, so I know that feeling well. And the thing is, you know, just do whatever you do don't do it in excess. And also, I would avoid any type of sneaky undercover uh, things, because the 12th house rules sneaky undercover things that are hidden in a closet, all the secrets in the closet. That's the 12th house. That's where they are. It might be that some of the secrets that you have hidden in your closet comes out and is exposed during this time, if you have them. If you don't, good, don't create any now, because after all of this emphasis goes out of the 12th house, then by the end of August, like I'll give you an example, by the 30th, or It's the 30th or 31st. I just had this a second ago. Hold on. Mercury enters Virgo on the 31st, or excuse me, on the 30th of August. And then I wrote this because, Mars goes into Virgo on the 18th, and then Venus goes into the Virgo on the 22nd. And there's just going to be a lot of emphasis in Virgo. And then on August 31st, it's going to be a very powerful day for earth signs, specifically Virgo. And I wrote wow. And the reason is because there's going to be the new moon there. So we're going to have the new moon in Virgo, the sun in Virgo, Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, in Virgo. We're going to have Venus in Virgo. We'll have Mars in Virgo. It's just going to be a preponderance of Virgo. So I want you Virgos to be aware of it, because it's almost like after going through the darkness where things might seem very dark for you, you might be at your wit's end. You might feel like things have not been, going the way you want them, or that you're under pressure, or that you just are not seeing the light, or something of that nature, because it's all in the 12th house. And that is a house of darkness. In some way, you don't feel like you can see, or you're thinking as clearly, or that everything is as it is, or I don't know, it's some type of self-deception, because the 12th house is self-deception as well. And that is what I'm seeing. And you're going through that when, this new moon comes up around the 31st of July. So, just be aware of that. What I would do, because there's so much emphasis in the 12th house around the 31st of the July, is that I would start taking like a notepad or something like that to bed with me, so it's next to my bed. So if I got like visions or images or messages from, like, I don't know, I'm just thinking like from the other world or something like that, like, because you guys, like, all joking aside, like, we've got you're going to have Chiron retrograding in the 8th house, right? That's so spiritual. But Uranus is going to be retrograding in the 9th house. And I would not be surprised if you guys didn't have like a ghost visitation or something like that. I know I'm a woo-woo person, but be aware of all that stellium of stuff in the 12th house. That is the soup. To me, it's like, between the 8th house and the 9th house and the 12th house emphasis going on here. I'm just thinking that you might have some type of, supernatural experience. I'm just thinking. Anyway, once the planets go out of the 12th house and go into Virgo, it is definitely going to be your time. And then there's going to be a lot of emphasis on your physical self. Now, some of you, if you think you went crazy, you might end up going to the psychiatrist or to the doctors to get new medications or something. I don't know why I'm saying this, because I'm thinking of my own child, who may think, after so much emphasis in her 12th house, that this is something that she must do. And so once you go and all this emphasis is in Virgo, then you're going to want to self-improve and do things to make your physical self feel better, and just your whole personality. Everything is going to perk up a great deal. One other thing I really wanted to talk about, I think that if you've been having some issues at your home life, I just want you to know that might just be because Jupiter is retrograde, and it's retrograde there in your 4th house, and so that could be a problem. Okay, so just be aware of that. And if you're having problems and it's temporary, just be aware it's the retrograde. And I don't want you to take it out on each other or family members or stuff like that. You might feel like, oh, your family members are not contributing their fair share or something like that with Jupiter retrograde, but it's just a temporary feeling. And you guys are, it's not something you should worry about. Also, Saturn and Pluto are retrograding in the 5th house. So there has been some emphasis there. You might feel like your fun hasn't been, the way you want it, or it could be just a different. It could be that you just taken on this thought of, I'm just going to relax and have fun until this Saturn retrograde is over. And so, either way, Just be aware that it's all happening in your fifth house. That's the house of children. That's the house of luck. That's the house of taking chances and love and romance. And so if you might feel like love and romance has not been in your romantic relationships, but it will come back. It's temporary. These are retrogrades. It might be time that you go over these love feelings, and maybe you'll come up with I'm not saying renew your vows or anything, but you'll maybe get back into why you love that person, because Saturn's always structure, and when it's retrograde, maybe that's something you'll be thinking about. Also, Neptune is retrograde in the seventh house, and so you might be just looking at your partner with like the reality of your marriage, your partnership, and things like that. Whereas before you might have had rose-colored glasses on with Neptune there. But it's one of those things where it's good. Hopefully, it'll give you a chance to talk things out clearly with your partner or even your business partners and things of that nature. And finally, I just want to say that the full moon is going to be occurring in Aquarius, which that's going to be on the 15th of August. And that is your sixth house, and that's work. Also, the sixth house is the natural house of Virgo. So I think this full moon on the 18th is going to affect a lot of Virgos. And it lets you know it's full. And that should tell you all you need to know about that it may mean that you get a little emotional about things that day. It could be that people you work with get emotional towards you. So please be aware of this, and please be aware that it could happen in your work life, and it could be that it's your emotions getting the best of you and affecting your health. And your health could be affected. The sixth house is the house of health. And so do be cautious of letting your emotions get the better of you, or Virgo. You don't want that to happen. I want to look at this in a more positive light. And I want to say that when the moon is full in the sixth house, that all of the work projects that you've been working on come to fruition, and you get exactly what you wanted. And, everything culminates, and it gets you what you worked hard for, and your health will improve, and everything will be as it should be. That's the way I like to think about things. Okay, well, Virgo, this has been my reading for you for the month of, well, like I said, mid July through mid August 2019. And I really do feel that, dealing with your health, taking care of your health internally and externally, the way you eat, your sleeping patterns, uh, exercise, getting, doing all those good things is going to help you in your work. It's going to help you in your life. So good luck with that, Virgo. Sending you out much love and light. Oh, and let me just remind you to like and share and subscribe to our channel, share our videos, and also be sure to subscribe to our newsletter at our website at astrologyaLookInside.com. And you can also find out more about Astrology A Look Inside on Facebook at facebook.com/Astrology A Look Inside. And you can, I also give away free readings. I do free readings on Wednesday and Saturday nights, and you can get one of those. Oh, and I also do, well, let me tell you this. You can get one of those free readings on Wednesday or Saturday nights by going to facebook.com/groups/astrology and look inside. And then, you request once you get there. And then also I do free 3-card pulls at the group, and I do those only on Sunday, and I only do one clarifier. And so I do those, and so everyone's invited, and those are the freebies I do. Okay, everyone. Oh, and I do have my Patreon. I haven't been there for a while, but you can also follow me and become a patron at patreon.com slash Capricorntigress. Okay? All right. Much love and light. Many blessings. Namaste.